One who is aided when they go against the law only have their predicament aggravated. Welcome to Surah 78, Surah Al-Naba. I believe I mistakenly called it, said it was 76. It's rather 78, pardon me. So 78, Naba'a. Mm. Uh, and Naba'a is the great news, and by, Naba'a, and by news. And Naba'a is uh, the great news. Great is in brackets or the news. Mm. Uh, we have part 30 by read. Introduction and summary, part 30. Pardon me, I've not been reading the parts. Sometimes I overlook them. Mm. So part 30, introduction and summary, is on page 1879. Under it we have dispute, not about the great day of judgment. Dispute, not about the great day of judgment, semicolon. Mm. Evidences of God's goodness and justice are all around us, semicolon. Let us betake ourselves to our Lord most gracious. In fact, a name that should never miss our mind a second. Mm. Then we have text and notes. You can find that in Science 1 to 40 on pages 1880 to 1886. We go to Surah 79, Nazi'at. Mm. Surah 71, Nazi'at. It was at the time I knew all these verses by heart. Mm. Okay, Nazi'at. Those who tear out. Nazi'at. Those who tear out. Who are the angels? Tearing out your soul with force. Mm. Uh, and some souls are removed gently. Oh my God, have mercy on us. Mm. Let us be among those whose souls will be removed from them gently. Mm. You look around, you see where people's souls are removed by force. Mm. uh, so, Naziat. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1887. Under it, God's errands of mercy and justice are being fulfilled every day. God's errands of mercy and justice are being fulfilled every day, semicolon. But the great judgment will entirely restore true values, semicolon. Prepare for that event. Then we have text and notes. They are on sign 1. You can find that in sign 1 to 46 on pages 1888 to 1895. The next sign is Abasa. Abasa, uh, 89. And Abasa is he frowned. Frowned. I think this is pertain to the prophet, if I'm not mistaken. I think somebody called in, interrupted him while he was speaking. Let's see anyway if whether I'm right or wrong. Pardon me. Yes, I don't know everything. I don't recollect everything. Mm. So, Surah 80 Abasa. Introduction and summary can be found on page 1896. And I read, the poor, I think that's it. The poor and blind may be the radio for God's message, which is universal. I think that's it. Character of revelation and judgment. Then text and notes. You can find that in size 1 to 42 on pages 1897 to 1902. Pardon me, I don't feel very well, but I must continue working till I quench. May God have mercy on me. It might not happen now. Mm. Okay. Text and notes can be found on pages 1897 to 1902 in Science 1 to 42. We have next Surah 81. And Surah 81 is Takwir, mm, uh, the folding up. Takwir, the folding up. Introduction and summary can be found on page 1903. Under it, the revelation. Then text and notes can be found in Science 1 to 29 on pages 1904 to 1909. That's all for Surah to Takwir, Surah 81. We now go to Surah 82. And 82 is the cleaving asunder. The cleaving asunder. In Fitar. The cleaving asunder. What cleaves asunder? Let's go. Mm. Introduction and summary. Under it, we have the hereafter, then text and notes, size 1 to 19, can be found on pages 1911 to 1914. Like I say, the chapters get shorter as we move away, as we move towards the end of the Quran. Uh, I think that's all for Infita. Then we go to Mutafifif, Mutafifif, and that's Surah 83. Mutafifif, Surah 83. Mutafifif is dealing in fraud, dealing, dealing in fraud. So you see, the Quran covers a lot of aspects of life. God is aware of fraudulent people, dealing with fraud, fraud. Chapter 83. We have introduction to summary on page 1915. Then under it, all kinds of fraud condemned. Then text and notes can be found in Science 1 to 36 inclusive on pages 1916 to 1921. Then we have Surah 84, Al Inshakak. Al Inshakak, rendering asunder, cleaving asunder, and here rendering asunder. Surah 82 was cleaving asunder in Fitar. Then 84 is rendering asunder in Shikar. In Shikar, rendering asunder. 84. Rendering asunder. Shikar. Introduction and summary. Then under it, the gloom and toil of this life. The gloom and toil of this life. That's what we expect to find when we get to Ishikak. Semicolon. Contrasts with hereafter. So the Quran always deals with two things, pairing this life and hereafter. Text and notes can be found in Science 1 to 22 to 25, in Science 1 to 25, on pages 1923 to 1927. And that is chapter 84. We now go to chapter 85, which is Buruj. 85, which is Surah al-Buruj, zodiac sign, constellation. Zodiac sign, or let me say zodiac sign slash constellation. So Buruj either means zodiac sign or constellation. We all know what we gain from the zodiac, or zodiac. Some will say, and that's chapter 85, Buruj. Uh, Introduction and summary can be found on page 1928. Then, persecution of God's votaries. Text and notes can be found in Science 1 to 22 of Bruges, that's Surah 85, on pages 1929 to 1932. We now go to Tariq. Tariq, that is 86. And Tariq is brightening star, the ninth visitant, brightening star or the ninth visitant. That's Tariq. Tariq or Tariq, anyway, Farik. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1933. Then under it, we have out of darkness shines the light. Semicolon. So does the revelation light. So does revelation light the soul. Mm. So the soul must be lightened by the revelation that we read. Mm. Text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 17 on pages 1934 to 1937. Mm. Then we go to 87. Al-A'la, I think the heights. 87. Al-A'la, the most high. Al-A'la, I say the heights, sorry. The most high. Mm. And who is the most high? God. Surah Al-A'la, sign 87. Surah Al-A'la, sign 87. Uh, Introduction and notes can be found on page 1937. Then under it, God under it, pardon me, God leads on man by stages to highest. Mm. God leads on man by stages to highest. You are born helpless. Somebody has to receive you from your mother's womb. Mm. You can't even eat. And somebody has to slap your back. I don't know whether to make you breathe or something. And maybe throw you up and hold you. Mm. And then when you are growing up, you want to run and follow your mother wherever she's going. Mm. As you grow up, you'll be rebelling against your mother. She goes left, you go right. Mm. She looks for you, she doesn't get you. And to become a grown up and you can go far, far away from her, mm, over the ocean or over countries. Mm. So, uh, God leads on man by stages to the highest. Text and notes can be found inside 1 to 19 on pages 1938 to 1941. From there, we go to sign 87, Al Ghashia. 87, Al Ghashia. And, and Al Ghashia is the overwhelm, the overwhelming event, the overwhelming event. Al Ghashia, the overwhelming event. And that's sign 87. Introduction and summary can be found on page 1942. Under it, we have penalty or joy in the hereafter. Penalty or joy in the hereafter. Each of us will face one of them, no doubt about it. Mm. So that's why we are cautioned to live a righteous life in this world. Mm. We can say we know where we are coming from. We are coming from our mothers and our fathers, but we don't know where we are going to. Even before coming here, we don't know this is the world that we are coming to meet. Likewise, we don't know the world that we are going to meet, but we are being told it's either hell or heaven. Mm. And we must aspire to go to heaven. Mm. Penalty or joy in the hereafter. Text and notes can be found in Science 1 to 26 on pages 1943 to 1946. We go to the next surah, which is Surah 89, Al Fajr. Al Fajr is early morning or so. 89. Yes, Al Fajr, dawn. Al Fajr 89 means dawn. Mm. That's why I see already I'm beginning to forget things. When I grow old, I can lie down and listen to these things. Uh, so Al Fajr uh, 89, Al Fajr. Introduction and summary can be found on page 1947. Under it, we have this life's contrasts should not blind us to the realities of the hereafter. You see how we are being reminded of the hereafter, 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 and yet we block our ears. We will see when it actually comes. Mm. And God is giving us signs, even in this world, to tell us that the hereafter can be very horrible, but we don't know. Mm? You see the fires in Los Angeles, nobody knows where it came from. Mm? Scientists are forced to get a reason for it. They say a bird held fire and flew over Los Angeles and threw it. What about the ball of fire that is well? It wouldn't burn it didn't burn the bird. It didn't burn him, or it didn't burn it. Possible. Mm? Others say somebody lit it and whatnot. What sort of lighting is it? Can somebody lit a fire that will burn the whole of the city or a large portion of the city, just like that? Mm? So, Al Fajr, life's contrast should not blind us on the realities of the hereafter. Uh, Semicolon. Realize the sure event. Realize the sure event. Tests and notes can be found in Science 1 to 30 on pages 1948 to 1953. We go to Science 90, Surat al Balad, which is the city. Mm, Let me make sure. لا أقسم بهذا البلد وأنت حل بهذا البلد ووالد وما ولد لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد. Let's say البلد 90. Uh, yes, البلد, the city. Mm. Al-Balad, the city. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1954. Under it, we have an oath by the prophet's city. An oath, La Oksum. An oath by the prophet's city. Struggle up the steep path. Struggle up the steep path. Text and notes will be found on Science 1. Text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 20 inclusive, on pages 1955 to 1958 to 1958. The next surah we have is Ashams, Ashamsu, and Ashams is the sun. Ashams is the sun, and that is, yes, the sun. That's 91, the sun. Uh, Introduction and summary we found on page 1959. Then under it we have learn from God's science, God's law. Learn from God's science, God's law. Semicolon. Yes, semicolon. The choice is with you. The choice is with you, the listener. The choice is with me, the reader. Hmm? Okay. The choice is with you. Tests and notes will be found in Science 1 to 15 on pages 1960 to 1962. Then we have, next we go to Science 92, which is Alayl, night, the night. Alayl means night. 92, Alayl, night, or the night, yeah, Alayl, night or the night. In Arabic is like that. Alayl means the night. In English, we don't say the night, we say night. We say night or nighttime. Alayl. So you see from Shams to Alayl, from sun to night. Mm. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1963. Under it, we have men strive for diverse ends. Men strive for diverse ends. Men strive for diverse ends. Semicolon. Take God's guidance and seek his face. Take God's guidance and seek his face. Text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 21 on pages 1964 to 1967. And that is Surat al-Layl. That's Surat al-Layl. Let's go to Duha. Duha means also like light. Duha brightness. Let's see how to Duha, that's brightness or D. Duha, Duha, yes, the glorious moving light. Duha means the glorious moving light. Surah Duha. Wadua waliliza saja wadaka rabuka wama kala walal ahiratu khairun laka min al-ula. Okay, that's it. Duha. Uh, Introduction and summary we found on page 1968. Under it we have hope shines like the dawn through darkness. Hope shines like the dawn through darkness. Semicolon. Follow the light divine. Follow the light divine. Then text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 11 mm, on pages 1969 to 1972. The next ruler is Ashar. 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 Alam nashraka laka sadraka 94. Let's see. Ashar. Size 94. Ashar. The expansion. The expansion. The expansion of what? The heart. The breast. Moses prayed for God to expand his heart. Israel suddenly, when he was going to Pharaoh, he was afraid. Everybody was afraid of Pharaoh. And so in the beginning, he was afraid. Then he prayed to God, Rabbi Ishrak suddenly open my heart among with other prayers. And when it came to Muhammad, it is Alam Nashraka Laka Sadraka, haven't we expanded your breast for you? Haven't we expanded your chest, your heart for you? So, and that is Ashar. Mm. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1973. Under it, no trouble, but is linked with ease and joy. No trouble, but is linked with ease and joy. You have trouble, ease and joy is nearby, or ease and joy are nearby. Mm. Well, either way, maybe the combine I can say combine ease and joy near is maybe separately are. When you have trouble, there is nearby ease and joy. And we have text and notes on page on sign. We have text and notes on page 1974 to 1975, and that's sign 1 to 8. And I think viewers will end at 74. When we come back, we shall go to 75, which is Atini. Mhm. Atini, I think it's fig tree. Atini, Atini was a tool. 795. Yes, 95 Atini. Uh, oh, it's missing here. How wonderful. Oh, it's here. Atini is here. The fig tree, yes. Atini, the fig tree. Mm. And so we shall end here and go to Surah 18, the fig tree, in our next episode, God willing. God willing. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir. May God be with you all, and may we always strive to enjoy the happiness of the hereafter in heaven. In heaven. Bye bye.